So welcome everyone to yet another session of Third Man Corner, Cricket Corner's Instagram live pre-match show. Today is the big one. It's the Mumbai Indians facing off against Delhi Capitals. We'll be soon be joining by the analysts for the day, and I'll be introducing you to both of them. Yeah. Omkar will be joining us soon, and we got a debutant on the show today. I'll be introducing both of them to all of you guys. Yes, so we got the Mumbai Indians analyst, Omkar Acharya, representing the Mumbai Indians. How are you, Omkar? Good to see you on the show once again.
Yeah, excited to be back on this show. I'm very excited for the match. It's the finalists of the last season. Very much excited for this game.
Certainly. And also, this IPL was all about the debutants. We have seen the debutants rising up to the occasion and performing out of their will. And just like that, similarly, on our show, we got our very own debutant himself. We got Ajay Thomas here, making his debut on the Third Man Cricket Corner Instagram show, representing the Delhi Capitals. How are you, Ajay? Good to see you on the show, buddy.
How are you, Sanchit? Thank you so much, Sanchit, for having me on the show. Hi, Omkar.
Hi.
Certainly. It's good to see you both on the show. Before we kick off the show, let's just talk about the historic rivalry that is the Mumbai Indians versus Delhi Capitals. Even before the IPL, these two cities shared that bit of rivalry. We got Vada Pav on the one side, and we got the famous Chole Bhature in the other side. It's the famous North versus West rivalry, and certainly IPL did have an impact on spicing up this rivalry. And what a season both of these teams had last season when both of them faced off 4 times. Mumbai Indians winning both the time in all the 4 occasions and eventually winning the IPL. So we are expecting a similar cracking encounter once again in this particular season. So let's start off with the question sessions, and we got Omkar Acharya, as I said earlier, representing the Mumbai Indians. So Omkar, it's been a very, let's say, less convincing start, but although you did manage to come back winning on the winning road once again after losing the first match, but still not looking very convincing side, the Mumbai Indians. So how are you feeling as a Mumbai Indians fan right now?
See, to win both matches, it was, I guess, we were about to lose the match, and from there we pulled it off a stunner. So I don't think it was an unconvincing win. So the target, according to the pitch, the total was very much dependent by our bowlers. Our bowlers are doing a pretty well job from the last 3 matches. This season, I guess the MI bowlers are going to dominate the IPL.
Certainly, and they are actually indeed in prime form, and nobody would be surprised if we see yet another MI domination. Speaking about MI domination, there is one person I am sure that who wouldn't like to see yet another MI domination in the finals if they both meet, and that is Ajay himself, representing Delhi Capitals. So Ajay, let me just ask you your first question as a debutant. Let's just talk about the historic final that was played last season. We have seen after a long time a team for the first time played an IPL final against the likes of Mumbai Indians. So as a Delhi Capitals fan, are you still heartbroken of what had happened in the ending stages of a very successful IPL for you guys?
Yes, absolutely. A title win would have been really pleasing, but past is past. A new day, a new opportunity, right? So we are really looking forward for this opportunity, for this match against Mumbai Indians. As you rightly said, this IPL is full of debutants. As Rishabh Pant is also taking in the field as a debutant captain, and he'll be locking horns with Rohit Sharma, who is 5-time title winner. So really excited for this match.
Certainly, very exciting times to be a neutral fan. And to be honest, I'm not that much of a predictor myself, and I believe that my predictions always go wrong. But for certainly, I'm predicting it this time on a live show that a team wearing the blue jersey is going to win tonight. And that is certainly going to be coming true, I guess. So let's just look forward to an exciting counter. And guys, please start posting your comments in the comment section, because we'll be taking some of your comments. And let's just start off with Sachit Kaundinya's comment. He's saying that, do you think it was a selfish decision of Pant to promote himself up the order above Steve Smith? Should Smith bat ahead of Pant? So a very tricky comment for Ajay to start off the proceedings. So what do you make of this situation, Ajay? should Pant been promoted ahead of Steve Smith, or do you think it was the right call?
Yeah, so basically it depends on the start. I would really want Steve Smith to bat at number 3 because he is somebody who likes to rotate strike and who likes to get in and then so that's why Steve Smith is in the team. So he's somebody who can anchor the innings and allow the likes of Pant, Shikhar Dhawan and all the other big hitters to play their natural game. So Pant promoting to number 3 will be good if we have a good start. Let's say after 10-12 overs we are kind of 90 to 100 runs with just 1 wicket down or something like that. Then it is a good time for Pant to get in and play his natural game. Else it should be Steve Smith at number 3 for me.
Certainly, very good, interesting points made by Ajay. There needs to be a flexibility in the batting order, and all the teams having a flexibility in terms of the situations that all the teams are currently in. I think that would be a great move. So let's head over to the Mumbai Indians cap. We got Omkar here, pretty much confident like always since that 2013 time when you guys went on a running roll and won 5 titles in less than 8 years. So pretty much amazing runs. Let's start off with Rohit Sharma's form at the top of the order. We have seen that he's not firing as per the expectations. So how crucial is Rohit Sharma at the top of the order? And do you think that this could be a recurring problem for you guys going forward ahead in the season? Because we are still yet to see Mumbai Indians chasing in this particular tournament, and we haven't seen that much of the dominant Mumbai Indians batting side yet. So do you think Rohit Sharma's form is a worry for you guys going ahead in the season?
Rohit Sharma has we know what he has done for Team India by opening the innings. So we can say that a bit of poor IPL in 2018. In 2019, he was not able to convert his stats. The scores were mostly of 35, 40, 45. Not able to convert the stats into 80 or 90 big scores, which we expect from him in every match. In 2020, he had 3 half centuries. In midway, he got injured. So, and we all know the tricky spinning track of Chep Pocket. But still, he had good starts. I'm really expecting the Rohit Sharma should have hitman move today. Hope it comes up and it goes bang bang.
Before I head over to Ajay, there is one interesting question from Kaustubh Bhogle. He's saying that since Hardik Pandya is having a shoulder niggle and might not feature in tonight's game because of injury concern, he's expecting someone like Arjun Tendulkar to make his debut in place of Hardik Pandya. So what are your thoughts on that, Omkar?
You don't need actually a pacer. We already have 3 pacers. And we have the 4th one as Kyron Pollard, who bowled 2 overs in the last game, giving away just 10 runs. So I don't think so. Adding Arjun Tendulkar would be a good option. Instead, we should add Jayant Yadav or Piyush Chawla, which will be beneficial for us, as they can bowl the wrong one. And Jayant Yadav, with his off spin, he has took the wicket of Shikhar Dhawan in the final of last season. So expecting Piyush Chawla or Jayant Yadav if this injury is worse.
Well, certainly bringing on that Jayant Yadav topic, I think that's a heartbreaking fact for the Delhi Capitals fan. They don't want to go to that extent now. I think they are expecting a similar. Let's not say they are expecting a similar kind of. They want to turn things around. So let's go ahead with Ajay. Ajay, we talked about Rohit Sharma at the other end. We talked about the hitman's caliber, but his rival, that we could say that Shikhar Dhawan, he's called as the Gabbar, and what. I think, Omkar, you are having a disturbance, so...
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Could you just plug in your earphones? Actually... Yeah. Sorry for the disturbance. Yeah. So Ajay, can you hear me, or is the disturbance still on?
Yes. No, I can hear you.
Okay.
Now the voice is coming.
Yeah, it's perfect now. So sorry for the disturbance, guys. Thank you for being patient.
Sorry for my now.
I think it's just because of the intensity of the rivalry that is going on. The Mumbai Indians versus Delhi Capitals, such a big game. Even the Instagram couldn't handle the intensity of the game. So it's okay, no problem. So let's just continue with the question. My question to Ajay. Shikhar Dhawan, man, what an impressive performance by Gabbar himself in that win against Punjab Kings, and let's just say that he deserved a century in that game. So, what are your thoughts on Shikhar Dhawan and the overall top order performance of Delhi Capitals? They have been splendid in both the successful run chases they had against CSK as well as the Punjab Kings. So, are you expecting a similar kind of performance from the Delhi Capitals batting lineup?
Yes, yes, absolutely. So the successful run chases we had, our openers gave us a very good start, Prithvi Shaw and Shikhar Dhawan. This was something which was lacking in the previous season, and it was very happy and heartening to see them perform at the top of the order. Prithvi Shaw being a very impactful player, he is getting back to form is such a big thing for us. And as usual as Shikhar Dhawan, he always have a kind of off match, and then suddenly boom, he surprises everyone with his magnificent strokes and stuff. So yeah, looking forward for that. So we hope that we get a decent start this time around. Yes, the pitch is gone.
I think Ajay just froze there.
Yeah. Now.
Yeah, go ahead, Ajay. Go ahead. Ajay.
Am I audible? 1 second. I
Yes,
think
yes.
I just got disconnected.
Yeah, no problem. Go ahead. I think he's not able to hear us. So let's just move ahead. I think, Omkar, you have got an interesting question from Shubham09112. He's saying that Delhi Capitals might just find it difficult to adapt from the conditions in Mumbai to Chennai. And I think it's a very valid question. I believe that adapting to different conditions will be a massive thing to look out for. So what are your thoughts on Delhi Capitals adapting to Chennai's slower wickets compared to the Wankade's high scoring wickets?
See, batting pitch is very beneficial for the batsman. You can say that. We can also for what I can say that yeah. Also for Mumbai Indians, we have adapted to the conditions very well. So we can say that it's a fourth game. We have one more game here in Chepauk. We have very good spinners who are providing really well. They are bowling economical. They are taking wickets, especially Rahul Chahar. And pacers, we can say that Trent Bolt is bowling he's in his lethal form, and Jasprit, as we all know.
Certainly. I think Ajay is back. So we lost Ajay due to connectivity issue. No problem, Ajay. So let me just go ahead with the Delhi Capitals question. We saw the heroics of Avesh Khan. I think he has been superb since the first match, and we have seen that Indian bowlers are stepping up in this IPL, and that is such a promising sign to see. So your thoughts on Avesh Khan leading the Delhi Capitals attack in the absence of someone like Umesh Yadav and Ishant Sharma? How crucial is Avesh Khan's performance going ahead in the season?
It was very important to see somebody, an Indian bowler, doing really well with the likes of Rabada, Nokia, and other international superstars. So Avesh Khan has really started his IPL campaign and in a very top-notch level. He has been a pick of the bowler for us for the past two games, along with Ravichandran Ashwin. Even in the last game, Ashwin were the ones who had the least number of the least economy rate. Yeah, so expecting a similar kind of performance from him, and also would like to see him perform really well and take more wickets in IPL and eventually play for India.
Certainly, and I'm reading the comments here. I think there are some interesting key battles being mentioned. I think Kaustup here is mentioning about the key battle between Prithvi Shaw and Trent Bolt. I think that is going to be the key battle in the power play, and I feel that it could go either way, because we have seen Prithvi Shaw's performance has drastically improved over the recent months, and Trent Bolt, we know his caliber in the power play, and I believe that this kind of a battle is going to define the game for me, because we have seen games being decided in the power play itself. So, Omkar, your thoughts on Prithvi Shaw versus Trent Bolt? Who do you think will reign supreme, and why?
Yeah, Trent Bolt is going to make it. We all know he's in good form and how well he can swing in the Chennai conditions as well. So Shaw has struggled a lot against swing. Even Dhawan has struggled a lot. So if you bowl an in-swinger, you will get the wickets very easily. And we all know Trent Bolt was very lethal against Delhi Capitals in all the 4 matches we have played in the last season. It was the best trade in the history of IPL, I guess.
Well, certainly. And Trent Bolt, since one of the comments did mention that Trent Bolt has dismissed Prithvi Shaw 3 times in all the formats. So, Ajay, do you agree with Omkar here, or do you believe that Prithvi Shaw will reign supreme over Trent Bolt and score big runs for your side?
It is going to be an interesting battle for sure. Trent Bolt being a world-class bowler, by the stats we can say that has troubled Prithvi Shaw quite a bit. But I certainly believe Prithvi Shaw has made a few technical changes in his batting, and he can cover that swing, and he can play his free flowing shots. Yeah, so it is going to be an interesting battle. But I think just like the previous season, it won't be that easy to get his wicket. I mean, Trent Bolt has to work a little hard to get his wicket this time around.
Speaking about interesting battles, we got Chennai's famous son returning in Chepauk, and that is Ravichandran Ashwin himself. And we have seen those beautiful years in Chennai Super Kings where he used to come in the power play and bowl to left-handers. I think that is going to be really impressive to see. So, Omkar, are you worried about Ravichandran Ashwin bowling in the power play to the likes of Quinton de Kock and even Ishan Kishan for that matter? So, how crucial do you think will this battle be? Are you expecting Ashwin to be bowling in the power play?
Yeah, he's the local guy. We can expect Ashwin to bowl in the power play because as a bowler, Ashwin knows all the variations and he's playing in his home ground. So Ashwin can bowl in the power play and the middle as well. We all know how he takes wickets for India as well. So Ashwin can be a threat to us, but we have Rohit Sharma, Surya Kumar Yadav to counter him.
Well, certainly, I think you can see that the Mumbai Indians fans are still very optimistic about that encounter between Ashwin and the Mumbai Indians batting lineup. And Ajay, my next question is about Steve Smith. We have seen that the fans have been crying about including Steve Smith in the 11 because of the middle order woes that the Delhi Capitals were facing in the recent matches. But in the last match, he did get the chance, but he could not fire as per the expectations. I think he got out at 7 or 8 of 13 or 14 balls. So it wasn't a promising start for Steve Smith. So are you expecting Delhi Capitals to back the man at number 3 or number 4, whichever position he bats? Or are you expecting someone like Shimron Hetmeyer or even Sam Billings to be in the top order to add that firepower in the top order?
I certainly feel they will give Smith another chance to go because considering he is a world-class player. And as I said, you have all these dynamic players around him. So you need somebody in the middle to rotate the strike, to take one end, to stick at one end and take the innings forward. So Steve Smith can be that guy to start with, and then he can also play his aggressive strokes once he's in. So that should be the game plan for Steve Smith as well. I think he's trying a little hard in the beginning and losing out shape when he's trying to hit those strokes. We all know how free flowing he is when he gets going. So really hoping for a change in his batting this time around.
Well, certainly, I think backing your team should be the ideal approach from both the teams. And we have seen Mumbai Indians doing that constantly over the recent years. And that is why they are so successful in this IPL. So we got an interesting set of questions coming here for Omkar here, who is representing Mumbai Indians. And those questions are about Adam Milner's economy rate in the last match. So are you concerned about Adam Milner's economy? And do you feel that he should be replaced in this particular match for an extra spinner? Because we have seen that Royal Challengers Bangalore is fielding only 3 overseas players in the last game. So are you expecting Mumbai Indians to do the same by including someone like Jayant Yadav for Adam Milner, or are you expecting a similar 11?
Yeah, in the first match also I mentioned that MI can go with 3 overseas, that it was not an issue. So, but backing Adam Milner will be a good one, unless and until just removing him after his debut match will be a bit unfair. But if you are adding Jayant Yadav or Piyush Chawla in place of him, will also be beneficial because this Chepauk wicket gives a huge benefit to the spinners. So as we all know how Rahul Chahar has bowled in all the last 2 matches, not the first match. So we can say that bringing an extra spinner and playing over 3 overseas, it will be beneficial for him.
Well, certainly. And I think talking about the death bowling woes, we have seen that happening in the other side of the camp as well. Delhi Capitals, though Rabada's comeback wasn't that glamorous as we expected him to be, he got hit for 3 sixes in that match against Rajasthan Royals, and he could not set the stage on fire once again against Punjab Kings either. So my question to Ajay here is: are you concerned about Kagiso Rabada's form for your side, and do you expect that his form to continue being better once Henrik Nokia comes back into the 11 if he's fully fit?
Yes, absolutely. Form is temporary and class is permanent. So that's a cliche dialogue which all of us know about. So I'm not too much concerned about the form of Rabada because he is bowling nice. He's bowling well. He just have to hit the right line and length. I think he's bowling with a good pace and he's fit as ever. So I don't think so. It is a big concern for us. It's just that those 1 or 2 wickets will pump him up and he will go good.
Well, certainly. And talking about form is temporary, class is permanent. We have seen that happening over the years. And even in this IPL, we have seen players coming back to their best no matter what kind of form they were in the past. So hoping to see the same for Delhi Capitals' sake, for Kagiso Rabada and Steve Smith for that matter. There is one interesting thought shared here by Krish Rishi here. Is talking about the importance of two players like Surya Kumar Yadav and Ishan Kishan in the middle order. So they have proved to be the key instrument for Mumbai Indians title wins in 2019 as well as 2020. But this season we haven't seen them firing both together. We have seen Surya Kumar Yadav firing in the previous last 2 games, but we haven't seen that batting dominance that we used to see Mumbai Indians do in the last few years. So how crucial will the two duos performance will be for the Mumbai Indians if they are set to chase in this particular match of, let's say, a target above 165 or 175? Question to Omkar.
See, Surya Kumar has been consistent performer. Even Ishan Kishan has been consistent since the last season. He was our highest run scorer in the 2020 IPL season. He just, in his first match, he scored 99, just got up to on 99, couldn't win the match, also in the super over. So, Ishan Kishan will make a comeback. As Ajay also, I agree with him that form is temporary, class is permanent. He's a very stylish batsman. He and Rishabh Pant are very similar to each other. They like to attack and destroy the bowling lineup. So he will definitely make a comeback. And Surya Kumar Yadav, what can I say from him? He is the most consistent player. He has shot for each and every ball through extra covers, the on drive, the flick, the hook shot. He's just perfectionist.
I think we could go on for hours and hours when we try to name all the shots that someone like Surya Kumar Yadav plays. I think he's Indian AB de Villiers. I hope I haven't exaggerated much, but I definitely believe he's the man for India if we are going to win the World Cup in the upcoming months. But that is all for the next time. But let's talk about the game coming forward. Ajay, talking about consistency, we have seen that performances with the Delhi Capitals top order, they have been consistently putting up performances, but the middle order is not firing that well. So there are a couple of suggestions being made on all over the platform that should Delhi Capitals explore the idea of fitting in both Ajinkya Rahane as well as Steve Smith in the middle order. Do you believe that it could be the right option going forward, or do you feel that it still has a little bit of questionable feeling to it because of lack of firepower in both the players' caliber?
Yes, I think having one of them in the team makes more sense because if you look at Steve Smith and Ajinkya Rahane, their style of play is almost similar. Just by the fact that after getting settled, Steve Smith will be a little more aggressive. He can score a little more freely, but nothing to take away from Ajinkya Rahane. He's a very classy player. You can see him hitting sixes over extra cover. So I think playing both of them will not be in their management idea as of now. They will be looking at this if they really have a batting collapse or something like that. So for now, they will either go with Steve Smith or Ajinkya Rahane.
Certainly, that is a very interesting point of view there. I believe.
I'd like to
yeah, go ahead, Omkar.
Yeah, actually, to be honest, Steve Smith should be thankful to the management that at least bought him.
So what do you make of that situation, Ajay? Are you agreeing with Omkar there, or do you feel that Steve Smith still has it in him to turn it around and show the Mumbai Indians for this time?
Absolutely, he has in it. Yeah, he has something in it. That's the reason why DC management has gone for him. And also, you have seen him play for Australia. It's just that something when it comes to IPL is not clicked. And I'm sure DC would have found the talent, and he would have the Midas touch with our team. Yeah.
Well, that's the kind of key battles that we are looking to focus upon in this kind of fixtures, because these are the battles that define the cricket match. And we have seen Steve Smith performing against the Mumbai Indians in the past, also in that 2017 season for Rising Pune Super Giants. So for Delhi Capital's sake, I believe that they would want that Steve Smith to return. So let's just move over to Omkar here. Talking about the bowling, we are seeing that a couple of questions here, especially from Somil, who is quite concerned about the fact that Hardik Pandya isn't going to bowl because of his injury. So my question to Omkar here is, on behalf of Somil, do you feel that Hardik Pandya makes way into the Mumbai Indians team because of just his batting, or do you believe that Mumbai Indians should be looking to explore the position of Hardik Pandya by adding a youngster in his place? Do you feel that Hardik Pandya, the batsman himself, is all it takes for him to be in that 11?
Yeah, see, he's suffering a middle. That's why I guess he's not able to connect the shots as well. He's getting out cheaply. So apart from his fielding in last match, I can say that he's not able to play the ball perfectly. So if he's not fully fit, and he should be rested for the upcoming games as well, which will be better for Mumbai Indians as well as our Indian team. So if it is not fully fit to manage his workload, he should be given rest for the further future.
Certainly. And talking about key battles here, there is one key battle that I would like to highlight the focus upon, and that is Rohit Sharma's stats versus a leg spinner. And a specific leg spinner in my mind would be Amit Mishra, the experienced IPL player, and there is a possibility that he might feature in the 11 in place of an extra pacer, someone like even Meriwala for that matter. So Amit Mishra has dismissed Rohit Sharma 6 times in the IPL whenever they played on. So Ajay, if you were the captain of Delhi Capitals, would you fit in Amit Mishra in place of an extra spinner and bowl him in the power play to someone like Rohit Sharma, as we know that Rohit Sharma struggles against quality leg spin?
Yes, absolutely. I will certainly explore that option. Having said that, we are playing in Chennai and the wickets are slow and dry, and having an extra spinner will certainly make sense. So he can replace somebody like some Meriwala, and I don't think so. We will go with him during the power play because we have Ravichandran Ashwin, and even against the right-handers, he has a very good record bowling in the power play. So if we want to explore how the pitch is behaving during the power play, I think they will go with Ravichandran Ashwin. And as soon as the power play gets over, from the 7th over, we might bring in Amit Mishra.
Certainly, and as the tournament progresses and the pitches get slower and slower, we will see the spinners coming more and bowling in the power play more and more. So that is definitely going to be a key thing. And we are just 4 minutes away from the toss. So let's talk about our predictions and let's put the captain's hat on both of your shoulders. So let's start with Omkar here, representing the Mumbai Indians. If you were the Mumbai Indians captain and if you win the toss, so what would you like to do? We have seen that targets which being chased in the recent days, in fact, and also targets being defended, as we saw last night with the exceptional performance by CSK defending 188 against the batting side that Rajasthan Royals had at Mumbai. So if you were the captain and you won the toss, what would you like to do and why?
Win the toss, bat first, score a decent total, which is tough to chase in Chepauk, and defend it with this bowling lineup. That's it.
Well, that's the arrogant reply that the Mumbai Indians.
Because Rohit Sharma was the first captain who won the toss and left to bat first. Because he got used to the conditions. Like we have to score, we have to maintain a decent total, and with this bowling lineup we can defend it, like we defended in the last 2 matches.
Certainly, and there is no denying that the Mumbai Indians can defend any target on their given day. We have seen that happening in the 2017. 19 and even the 2013 final, where they defended a low total against the likes of CSK and Pune Super Giants. So definitely, I think winning the toss, batting first wouldn't be a bad idea. So Ajay, you agree with Omkar here, winning the toss and batting first to be the ideal decision for the captain?
Yes, absolutely. Considering the fact that we are playing at Chepauk And if you look at the past 4-5 matches, the team that first have won around 80%, like four out of 5 matches, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, so certainly it is win the toss, bat first, score somewhere around 160 to 170 and get 2 points.
160 to 170. I think that is the number that we are looking to focus upon. So, Onkar, are you expecting any changes to be made to the Mumbai Indians winning side? I'm sure that you would not like to tinker too much with the 11 because we have seen Mumbai Indians sticking to the winning combination almost every time. So, are you expecting any changes in the 11?
Yeah, we can say that in place of Adam Milne, we can add Jayant Yadav or Piyush Chawla, or else we can, if Hardik Pandya's workload is to be managed, then we can add Jayant Yadav and Piyush Chawla in place of him. So apart from that, I don't see any changes.
Certainly, that is a good take on this. Ajay, are you expecting any changes for Delhi Capitals, considering the fact that they did have an off day with the ball against the Punjab Kings?
Yeah, certainly they would like to have a spinner in the mix. Maybe Amit Mishra might come in place of Meriwala. And if at all Antrick Nokia is fit, I don't think so he's going to make the playing 11 this time round. But if at all they want the experience of Antrick Nokia and the combination that gave them great success in the last season, Antrick Nokia and Rabada, then Steve Smith might sit out and give place to Antrick Nokia. But I don't think so that's going to happen. That's more unlikely to happen. The only one change which I'm seeing is Amit Mishra replacing Meriwala.
Well, certainly we would be getting the news from the toss in just a couple of minutes. So we're already seeing that interesting comments in the comment section. We are seeing that people are asking whether this will be a high-scoring game. So it only depends upon the kind of pitch that we are going to see. But let's face it, both the teams do have a strong Indian core batting lineup. And I believe that no matter the pitch, I think it's safe to say that we are set to expect a total of 165 and above. And it could even be chased because of both the teams' caliber to be in this kind of a tournament. So let's just wait for the toss to come. Until then, let's just ask some of the comments. Let's just take some of the comments here. We are seeing a couple of CSK fans in the comment section, and I believe both the teams might be really surprised. And yes, the news has come. Mumbai Indians have won the toss and they have elected to bat first. We could see that smile on Omkar Acharya's face as he expected Mumbai to win the toss and batting first. So, Omkar, happy with the result?
Yeah, definitely. Win the toss, bat first, score 170 odd and defend it.
Certainly. And there is one change here mentioned by Kaustup. Adam Milne misses out and Jayant Yadav comes in. So, you were bang on right with your prediction. So, what are your reactions on that change? Was it a right move considering the fact that Chepauk does have an assist for the spinners?
Yeah, see, because Milne is known for his pace, and Chepauk is Chepauk, which is not known for its pace. If it would have played at Wankhede or Eden Gardens or Chinnaswamy, then it would have been a great match for Milne. But bringing in Jayant Yadav in a slowish wicket, it will be very good to see because they have Rishabh Pant and Shikhar Dhawan, so it will be easy to tackle them with our off spin.
Certainly, and I think this is going to be the norm going forward because having 3 overseas in your lineup on slower surfaces would be the ideal thing for most of the teams. We have seen that happening with the Royal Challengers Bangalore in the last match also, and now the Mumbai Indians are going the same route. So it will be an interesting battle. Let's just ask Ajay here. Buddy, chasing on a very tricky surface. So what are your thoughts on DC chasing?
Yeah, toss is not in our hands, but I think we would have batted first if we have done the toss. Yeah, so we would like to restrict Mumbai less than 150 and try and chase it. So even if you have seen the matches with KKR, Sunrisers, they were in the game till the 15-16 overs, and it was not a very sensible batting that was not a very sensible batting that made the result didn't go their way. So all we can hope for is Delhi will be a little sensible when it comes to chasing, and we could restrict them to a total less than 150 and we can chase it around.
Certainly, and the team news from Delhi is out. We got Shimron Hetmeyer and Amit Mishra coming in for Chris Wokes and Lukman Meriwala. I think that was a very predictable move, but I'm really surprised with Shimron Hetmeyer coming in. So that means that Delhi Capitals have moved from playing an extra bowler in the last match and now they're playing an extra batsman. So that that really works in their favor since they are chasing. So your thoughts on the team changes, Ajay?
Meriwala, as we discussed, is not a surprise, but I'm also a little surprised with someone in Hetmyer coming in place of Vokes, because Vokes plays quite decently, and he's known to play in this slow track and has kind of experience playing in IPL as well. So, and he would be an asset for us in bowling as well, with his cutters and with his slow balls and cutters. So a bit surprised with Hetmyer coming in the mix, but more or less we're hoping for a win, for a positive result from our side.
Well, certainly. Before you wrap up the show, let's just ask one last question to Ajay here. Losing the toss, what is that key number you are looking to restrict Mumbai Indians on in the first innings? And who do you think will be the key performer for your side to have that target being chased down for your team?
Anything less than 100 also is good for us. But so being a little realistic, I think anything less than 150 would be a good score to chase. Anything more than 150 is going to be a little tricky and it's going to be a little challenging for depending on the pitch. I think if we are playing with the same pitch with SRH, KKR and like all these players play, I mean all the teams played, then 150, anything above 150 is going to be a little tricky. So we would want to restrict them less than 150 and chase it down.
150.
And in the batting,
in
the batting, we would really want to have a good start while chasing Prithvi Shaw and Shikhar Dhawan. And I really think Steve Smith and Rishabh Pant is going to be the key for the Chiefs.
Certainly. And Ajay is predicting 150 to be that par score for Delhi Capitals if they want to chase here. So Omkar, we are already seeing comments, some funny comments about that battle between Kieron Pollard and Amit Mishra. We have seen what had happened in 2013 again in that match, Mumbai Indians versus Hyderabad at Wankhede. So are you expecting a similar outcome from that battle between Pollard and Mishra in the middle overs?
Yeah, definitely. Because Kieron Pollard got his touch back in the last game, scoring the important 35 of 22 against Hyderabad, and also that 105-meter six. Oh, what a six it was! So we expecting a lot from Kieron Pollard as well. If it is a batting pitch like we had against the Sunday afternoon game, then we might not be restricted against inside 100 runs. We might get one of our players scoring a century.
Okay, so that's a bold prediction to make, and who I think all the Mumbai Indians fans would love to agree with you after 2.5 hours after the first innings. And do you lastly, Omkar, do you agree that 150 to be that par score for your side to have a chance of winning this game?
Yeah, see, in this we can say that it's been 150 was a very difficult target to chase on. So we have Jasprit Bumrah, Trent Bolt, Jayant Yadav, Kieron Pollard as well, Rahul Chahar. So we can defend this total, but I would expect the team to score at least 165 to 170, so that it will be a good game, not a nail-biting finish for us.
Certainly, and I love the confidence of both of you guys predicting a win for both of your teams, and it is going to be an exciting contest. So gentlemen, thank you Omkar, thank you Ajay for joining us, and guys, thank you for your comments and tuning in onto the live show. We will be coming back live after the post match as well to cover this fixture of what goes down in the next 40 overs or so. So till then, guys, please stay safe and take care of yourself and family. Let's just enjoy the game of cricket for the next 2 weeks or so, and make sure to subscribe and follow to our channel as we keep on posting daily content, and also on weekly basis we'll be posting on our podcast content. So it is entirely an IISM students initiative, and we would love to be getting your support constantly. So thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be joining you guys around 11:30 after the match ends. So till then, take care everyone, stay safe and enjoy the game.
Thank you, Sanchit. All the best, Ajay, for the game.
Thank you, Ajay.
Yeah, same to you, Omkar.
You have been splendid.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Sanchit.